Hi guys. Okay. Okay, let's continue where we left. So I'm going to actually, now this is the nav bar. If you see, it's slightly elevated. That's coming because there is something called as a box shadow property that's been added. I've added it here. If you see, you will feel the nav bar is slightly elevated from the rest of the page, and when you scroll, this looks like the scroll goes behind your page. So that's because of the box shadow property. Okay, now I've changed the background also so that it looks more dominant, so and you guys can see it, but actually our page color is a bit gray, so when I put it back to gray you will not see it. Okay, it's not that evident. Okay, so that's our box shadow. How do we do back shadow, or rather how do we check these things? So what I did was, there is a beautiful site called CSS-matic. Okay, I've used it, and then I've created this. I've moved this. Now there was an ID. I've done the styling based on the ID, put it in the CSS file. So now from now on, whatever you do, we will put it in CSS only. We will not put it directly as style inside the element. So div or input or image or whatever is the element, we are not going to put it inside it. Okay, so now I'll just go to that website, CSS-matic. Okay, and then yeah, I'll show you. So this is how I did. So there are certain properties of this. You can drag and drop and get what is right for you, and then you can use that property. So this is easier. This saves you a lot of trial and error time. Okay, especially when you're getting the styling done. So I'll put this back. I took there and pasted it. So now this is your CSS box. Now we will go further. We will see what is needed, and then yeah, let's go to Facebook and see what is needed for us for the thing. So yeah, now we need the top nav bar, all the icons and input box and your brand logo, everything has to be added. So we will do it one by one. In this video I'll show you, and at the end of it I'll give you some work. You try doing it. So I'll start with an image tag. Okay, it's a brand image, right? F is a brand. I don't know whether they are using image or not, but I'll introduce you to the image tag also. So image tag will have a source and a styling. So source will be from where you want to pick the image, local website, remote website and things like that. Let's see if Facebook, is there an image which we can pick? No, I think they are not using an image. Probably it's not an image at all. They might be using some other element and just putting a blue background and a F and a border radius. So we will try doing it. We'll put a button tag. Okay, button tag is used to have buttons. So button tags are ones where we will have, when you go further into JavaScript, you will learn there is a event listener called click. So button, you can put a event listener for click, or by default if it is within a form, you click a button, it will submit the form. So that's all there already built in. So that's why you have button which is clickable, and there is a tag which is also clickable, which is actually redirection to another page. It's the same site or a different site. So now I'm going to add a class and an ID, and I'm going to define all styles of this button on that. So if it's F, I'm giving F there. Okay, let's go back. Yeah, you got a button now. Now we want to style the button. Okay, based on what is our requirement. I'll copy this. Add something. Style. Okay, I'll put height, width and border radius. Okay, we want it round, right? So we'll put border radius first. So border radius, as I told, should be 50% of your height and width for it to look round. Okay, if it is more, it's still fine. but if it is less it will not look round. Okay, so I'll put 20 pixel and height and width I'll make it as 50, sorry 40, so it's correct. Then it, yeah, let me put the width. So yeah, so this is how it is. Yeah, now you got it. Now we need a background color. Okay, and we will change the color of the font also. Okay, first let's put background color. Let's take it as blue, simple. So how do you specify colors in HTML? Is basically either by the name, or like in box shadow I have given RGB, that's one way, or you give hash with a hash code. Okay, so you can search HTML codes in your Google, it will show you what are the codes for different colors. Basically it starts from 00 to FF for the three basic colors. Okay, so I've just added a padding in the top so that it looks centered. Okay, I'll just change, it looks good. Yeah, that's enough. So now this is it. So same color and border background, any color is basically defined in the same way. Okay, so it is 0 to 255. Okay, so in 255, so 0 to 255 is nothing but 00 to FF. Okay, so that is what it is. So red can be 00 to FF or 0 to 255, green can be 00 to FF. Similarly blue also, and the combination of these, when you vary you get a different color. So these are the three basic colors. If you know color theory, you will know that mixing these three colors you can get any color which exists in this world. So that's how it is. Okay, so there are three ways. Either you give the name, if the name exists it works, if you don't, it doesn't exist, it doesn't work, or you use color codes or the RGB codes. Any of these can be done. So these are some predefined properties of a button, so that button looks like a button. We can always change it. We will change it later when we put the other icons next to these. Okay, so then let's try to put this in a different tag and see. Okay, I put it in a div. Okay, it becomes, okay, it goes. We will have to restyle it. We have to say align items, and then maybe vertical align, these kind of things. We will have to give these properties to style it again. Okay, we'll try with this, then we'll try with an A tag how it looks. Okay, so that you also get to know what is these tags. A tag, now you know image tag, you know div, you know body, you know HTML, you know head, you know title. Okay, and similarly there is another tag called meta. Okay, that we will also see. Maybe in the next video I will put the meta tag and show you what is it. Okay, there is or you can also Google around and find what meta tag is, and then we will see some more tags. This page I put specifically because the amount or the kind of tags it uses is all varied. Okay, and you will get to know each of these. Okay, so yeah, so A tag became something different. Okay, so yeah, we will have to restyle. It will look the same, we can style it, but for now we will leave it. We'll go back to button. Okay, maybe when we do the left list we will try to use the A tag. Okay, or something else, or some other thing we will try to use. Okay, now this is your F. Okay, so this part is done. Now next, let's see what we can do more. Yeah, the icons come one next to each other, so display should be flex. Remember that display flex is row, display block is column. Okay, column wise distribution. So there are other varieties, you try it and do it, but in general this is what it is. Okay, now I'm going to add an input because I need a search box. So input has attribute type, which is very important. Type can be number, text, date, radio, checkbox. Okay, these are all the types of input you see when you open a web page. So it is kind of that only. Okay, you can have email as well. Okay, whether it's an email or something like that, you can see. Okay, now I'm going to put something called placeholder. Placeholder is nothing but what it shows within the input box before the user types. So it's just an indication or a hint to the user what is that box about. So this box is about search. So I have put a placeholder search. If you want, let's say, to him to put an email, you can say placeholder email. It will ask him. So if he looks, he knows he has to enter an email there. Okay, now I'm going to give a class to this rounded input or something. Same thing I'm going to create here, so that, because now if you look at the box, it's not properly styled, we are going to style it. Okay, so in that, while I style this, go through Google and search for Bootstrap. Okay, it's an excellent API for using JavaScript and CSS to actually style your web pages. You don't have to write so many styles. Okay, it becomes very simple. They already have styles, you just add those classes and it will look really good, it will look really great. Okay, so that's how it is. Okay, now let's Bootstrap. Okay, don't forget, try to search Bootstrap, you'll get it. So now this looks good. Only thing is we need to put an icon within the box. Okay, that we can do. Okay, I'll show you. We'll do the rest of the icons also. Now we will put the rest of the buttons, which comes like that. Okay, if you see, if you hover on that, it changes its color. So we will do that also. Okay, now we will go back. Yes, so we will add buttons. Put a class to it, because all buttons are similar, so I write the style only once and give the same class to all the buttons, so that it behaves the same way from a styling perspective. Okay, now I've added the buttons. It looks like this. I'm going to change some style. The default, you see, style is set. I'm going to remove that. Okay, that will make it look better. And background we can put white. Okay, because that's how it is in your page, in your requirement. Let me put it now. Facebook page is the requirement. I will not say that. I'll say it is the I'll say it is the requirement. The requirement is to have a button which is white in background, so we are doing it white. So I'll put it as none, so that becomes, you will see the difference now. It no longer looks like a button. Okay, so now you will put background white. We need to specify a height and a width and probably a margin also, because it is sticking to the search box. We don't want that happening, so I want a margin. So margin is outside the element, what is the space. Padding is within the element, what is the space. Okay, for the navbar we have given a padding, so that space is within the navbar element. Okay, for these I will give outside, because it's outside. How much space it has to leave outside itself from another element is what I have given as margin. Now we'll put the hover part of it. I'll give :hover. That means what will happen when I take the mouse pointer over that element. So that is hover. So I will say change the color to blue. So now when I hover on that, you will see it becomes blue. So now I'm going to, yeah, here it is gray and it's bit rounded also. Let's do that styling also. Okay, so we'll go there. Yeah, so we'll change the border radius is one thing we have to change, and yeah, the height. And the color changes when you hover. So within the hover styling we will change the color from blue to gray, or if you want to give another color or slightly, you can give hash e 6 e's, so that will make it will be lighter gray. So margin, we'll give some margin there, let's say some 10 pixels or something like that. Okay, so that there is a space. Okay, so now you have it. Yes, now we're going to replicate the same button 4 more times. Okay, and then we can add an icon there. So there are totally 5 buttons, one is done. We have 4 more buttons. We have to just replicate, nothing else, no change, no styling for every button, because the class takes care of it. So in every button with the same class will look the same. Yeah, that's it. So now we can add an icon inside. How do we add? We are going to use Font Awesome. Search for Font Awesome CDNs. Okay, so you will get a website where it will give you the CDN links. Okay, so yeah, these are the, so we need CSS and JavaScript, both we will pick it up. So I'll just copy this and put it in my head tag. Okay, there is something very important in HTML. If you want something which has to be loaded when the page loads, it should be in the head tag. So all your CSS and JavaScript that is required for the page to load properly and show it to the user should be in the head tag. So if you later on, let's say you fill a form and submit, that is after the page is loaded, right? First loading the page and the form. So for that, whatever is needed comes in the head. What happens when you click the submit button, that will be below in the end of the page, so that after the page is loaded, that button or either that JavaScripts become active. So that's the difference that you have to always keep in mind, okay, when you are doing the UI part of it. Okay, that these things come in the head, certain things come in the end. So now I have added this. So my icons are ready. So I'm going to put now the icon which I've selected, which is home icon. So you can search and put whatever icons you want. The requirement is of a home icon, I have put. Okay, if the requirement is of a phone icon, you can put a phone icon there. That's up to you guys, or up to the customer's requirement that you are going to do it. So now I did it bigger by putting another class fa-2x. So if I want more fa-3x, 4x, I think there is available. You can check in the website what is the maximum it can scale. So if you see here, it is there are 4 homes, so each of them different styles, bigger than each other. So now let's search for friends. Yeah, I got something which is a similar icon. You may not get the icon also sometimes. That time you might have to put a image. Search for a similar image or something, download it, put an image tag instead of a I tag. It will still work. Okay, so now this is, yeah, now fa2x I have to do. Icons8 is a website which gives you icons in image format. You can search icons8. Yeah, now this is there. Now 3 more things. This is my watch may not be there. Let's search. I think, or else we'll have to search for video. No, I think watch, that icon we may not get. So it depends. If you search for not only Font Awesome, you can try something else also. I use this very often, so I'm accustomed to this. Some places I've also used icons8 because some icons are there, some which are not here. So kind of, based on your requirement, how you want it to be, you can do it. So I copy that and then put the I tag means icon. So there's another tag you have actually learned. So you have learned HTML head, body, link, title, icon, div, input, a, button. So these are all tags. Okay, there are or elements. So image, img. Okay, we will also see audio, video tags. So these are there. Okay, if you open video YouTube and then if you try to figure out, these videos are in a video tag. So market is not there. Let's go to groups. Let's find that first. Yeah, I'll use the users one. This we have already used. So I'll use the user one. Copy. Market shows some. Let me pick something from here for now. Okay, because marketplace shows ads of various products, we are going to use ad. Okay, and then copy. Yeah, and importantly I have to give the class FA to see the class of each of those differs. It's all FA space FA hyphen something, the name of the icon and then the size of the icon. That's how we have we give it. I think one is not resized. Yeah, so just again, just see where you put which things. Now we'll refresh. Yes, this is done. So here we'll stop it here in this video. The rest you try to do it by yourself. I'm not going to show you. Okay, and we are going to see in the next video the left and the right one I will try to build. Okay, till then have a nice time. See you. Bye.